Hi, welcome to Gardenville.tv with myself, Catherine and Susan. Now, Susan's going to show us how to tie up a tree, a newly planted tree.
Newly planted bare root tree, staked firmly in the ground. Now,
which we filmed, by the way. Yeah, we have filmed how to plant a tree, get the hole right, what type of a tree this is. It's a beech tree, is
birch
it?
tree.
Type of silver birch. Silver birch, okay.
It's most important. Staking it is most important. I've seen so many badly staked trees where damage is done, and it just offends me no end. I love to jump into people's gardens and adjust them, but I don't.
Well, I think that would be a bit odd.
So I've got a couple of different types of tree. The stake comes as it is here, just about level with the lower branch.
So
I ran out of energy
to
go up to. Yes, it should be just up here.
So where the start of the branch is the top of this stake?
It's more or less the top of the stake.
Okay.
Now, you can also stake at about 2 feet off the ground, but I had a long stake, so I've driven it in here.
And also, I presume, if the wind is coming, you're better off to have it higher.
As long as you're keeping the roots firm in the ground so as they get a chance to start growing and they're not being rocked around in the wind all the time and loosened. So I've got 2 types of stake here. The important thing, this is a figure of 8. It's just a rubber strap, and it goes round the tree like that.
Just nice and slowly there so the camera can see that.
Round the tree like that, and then round the stake.
Oh!
Through there.
That's very solid.
And that, if I'm doing it, pulls through there nice and firmly. Now the important thing, and where I see the fact that it's done like a figure of 8 here, this stops the tree bumping up against the stake.
So which will damage the tree.
Which will damage it. The other thing, it's important to keep it roughly 2 fingers from the top of the stake to have the tie there.
2 fingers from the top of the stake. Okay.
Here it's just working perfectly under this branch.
Okay.
Now, so often these things start to slip, and when they get right down here, the tree can move sufficiently so the stake rubs the bark. And once it damages the bark, you make this a fragile point in the tree where it could snap, or you're also cutting off some of the nutrients from going up and down.
Oh wow.
So nutrients for the tree go up and down just behind the bark.
Right.
And once you break through the bark, you're cutting off that supply on
it's like a river going up and down.
It's like a river going up. It's actually called the xylem and phloem inside the where things go up and down.
I see, okay.
So you're actually cutting through the branch up and down. So the ideal when you've got your stake in there is to, I have it in my pocket here somewhere.
Secateurs or something?
No. You've just got
hammer?
A nice little nail, and you can just put it in. It could even just be below the stake. I don't know how the road you can see that.
Just to stop it
show it there
down to the camera,
and just literally sort of put it in there. I won't actually drive it in for now because. Or you could put the nail in before you even put the tree in, so you just have to
stop the slipping down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'll also show you another type of tie, which is similar, but it depends on what's available. So I'm going to take this one off. So we let it run down the tree rather than battling with it. Now I'll put the other one in my pocket, I think. Yep. This one is just, it has a spacer. That's what they call a spacer, which is the thing that keeps these apart. So this goes on one side like that. Goes around there. This piece goes through.
It's like a belt.
It's like a belt. It goes through that. That's the spacer. These you see are used a lot commercially. Now I'll shorten this to make it a little bit easier. And then this goes around the stake like that. And what you do with this is you
cut the end of that maybe.
You could trim the end or not. And you bang a nail in there
through there. Now,
that's
a cheaper way of doing it, is it?
It depends on what's available. It possibly is. The thing with any of these is you should watch both during the growing season and in the winter, especially when it's going to be windy again. You will need to, as the stem expands, as it grows, you'll need to loosen the stake.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, when people don't loosen it, what happens is it grows here and grows there and more or less strangles it. Yeah.
Right. So is that an easier one to loosen up
the other one is easier to loosen because you just have the strap. This you'd have to lift out the nail.
Which is a pain. While the other you can just literally do the strap and move with it.
You can get these which have a buckle here and a spacer.
All right, okay.
And there again,
so there's all different types on the market?
There are 2 or 3 different types,
right,
yeah.
okay.
There is a different type of staking if you buy a tree in a pot or with a root ball, which means that the soil comes wrapped around the roots.
Yeah.
So you have a thing this size that you don't want to start driving a stake down through the pot ball or the root ball.
Right.
So I'll show you a different type of staking on another tip.
Great. Okay.
So,
but this is regular staking?
This is regular staking, and the most important thing is to make sure that the tie stays at the top of the stake so the tree can't blow and rub on the stake.
Oh yeah, great,
and
okay.
the stake is secure.
Brilliant.